Good afternoon, this is another short video from Mk. I've had a lot of customer inquiries over the last few years about how to retrieve the neck sleeves which go inside the Hostmaster 2 and Globemaster models. This is a Globemaster, and this is some of the range of the Hostmaster Mk2s. So they come in brushed and polished stainless steel, or a range of colours, and the most common colour is red. How to retrieve the sleeve that goes in the neck of these from inside the body if it accidentally gets pushed inside. So this is the sleeve that's actually in there, and that fits into the neck like that and gets pushed down. So it gets pushed down into there, and sometimes it gets a bit compressed over the years and becomes a bit loose and falls down inside. Effectively people think it's got lost, and it could be a big problem for them because that's actually a safety feature of the soda siphon, because it stops you filling the soda siphon up with too much water and maintains a gas space in there. Now this video doesn't really cover the Hostmaster 3, which looks like this. It's much taller, and it's a later version of this model, and it had both a different shape and also a different feature. So what we've got in here is a sleeve that's a different shape. It's longer to go with a longer body, and it also has quite a pronounced step at the top, and the top of the bottle actually has a step inside, and that makes it virtually impossible for you to accidentally push the sleeve down inside. So what we can do, we don't need to think about those because it's virtually impossible. Usually either they're lost and they don't get pushed inside, so we can put that one to one side. Now for the Hostmaster 2 models, like this one is one that's come in just recently, and the sleeve hasn't actually got lost inside, it's still there. Now if it's just stuck in there, what you can do to free it up, and this is before I go on to actually retrieving it from inside, is you can use a tool, sometimes corrosion, or frequently corrosion or lime scale, gets in between that plastic sleeve and the neck of the body and the metal of the body, and this effectively, it sticks and seizes it in place. So what we can do about that is you can use something like a dental tool. Now I use dental tools because they're quite narrow and easy. They've got a grippy handle which allows me to work with them. Alternative, if you don't have that, you can use a very thin, something like a sharp pointed knife, or even a very thin screwdriver with a narrow flat blade. So what you need to do with these to actually free up the sleeve is gently get your tool and put it in there in between, and just push it down and go all the way around, just carefully levering the plastic away from the body. Do that in a number of places like that, and that should break away the corrosion. And you may be really lucky and you can get a finger in there and actually pull it out, although that's rare. But what you can do, and you can get a sleeve removal tool like that, and that works on both the Hostmaster 3s because it's long enough, or especially on the Hostmaster 2s. So what you can get that in there is you can insert it and then basically pull it out like that, and that allows you to pour out any stale water and other stuff out of there and give it a good clean inside. and then you can remove the tool from there. So what we're going to do next is show you how to retrieve the sleeve from in here. So we'll put that back in, push it in. Now, in this case, because it's not actually that loose, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to artificially push it in. So I'll just take it out of shot and push that sleeve inside. So I'm having a bit of difficulty here. So the main feature that helps us here with doing this, now I've pushed the sleeve into there, is that the sleeves on the Hostmaster 2 and also on most of the Globemaster models like this, they're actually slightly narrower at one end compared with the other. So you see it fits in really easily that way, but it can't fit in this way. It's a little bit larger at the one end. So if for whatever reason it gets pushed inside, perhaps when you put the straw in and the shoulder on that presses on that and pushes it all the way in, and then it drops inside the body. So what we can do, now I pushed the sleeve inside this one already, is you can hear that, it's inside. What you can do to retrieve this is you need a torch to look inside, or a bright light, and also some commonly available sort of, I wouldn't say call them tools even, objects that you can use. Now you can see, usually you can see the sleeve inside by looking down into there, and with a torch and a tool like this, now I tend to use something like either a long screwdriver, but if you don't have that in your home, then a kebab stick or a chopstick, something like that. What you need to do, and we'll just do it with the chopstick, is find the end of the sleeve in there and insert the chopstick down it. Oops, there you are, and that guides the sleeve out, and it will just drop through. You see that? It just drops through, and then you can grab it and pull it out. As easy as that. Just takes a little bit of thought and you're all okay. Sometimes it can take a couple of tries, because instead of the sleeve lying inside the bottle that way up with the narrow end towards the top so that you can thread a chopstick down it, it sometimes turns that way around, in which case you just have to shake it around in the bottle and eventually it will turn round in the bottle and you can see the narrower end, and then thread the kebab stick or the chopstick in there, line it up with the mouth of the bottle, and it will just drop out. So that is the end of this video. In future you may want to consider purchasing one of these tools from us to pull it out, because it's sometimes these sleeves are quite tight in the necks and you just can't get enough purchase with a finger in them to pull them out. So using one of these, it reaches all the way down into the bottle like that, and then you can pull it out. Simple as that. Very useful, very useful. And that works with, this tool works on pretty much all soda siphons with a long elongated body or a relatively shorter body that have a plastic sleeve in the neck. So thanks very much for watching this video. That's another video being brought to you by Sparklets Mk.